This is Andi Purewal for Boxing News. We're here in Saudi Arabia and I'm joined by Mike Coppinger. Mike, a long journey over for you. How are you feeling? How's that jet lag kicking in?
Not too bad yet. It was a 14-hour flight to Doha. I had the layover, missed the connection, and got here late last night. And I don't even know what time it is anymore. But
Mike, for a lot of people, the heavyweight division, it's the main division, if you will. It's the glamour division, the money division. Do you agree with a lot of people who feel like the undisputed heavyweight crown is the biggest fight that can be brought into the sport?
it's the biggest, not because it's for the undisputed heavyweight championship, but because of who it is fighting in the fight. Tyson Fury, Alexander Usyk, two all-time greats, two guys simultaneously on the pound-for-pound list. That never happens at heavyweight. You usually even get one pound-for-pound heavyweight. So yes, the matchup, all the build-up to it, it's a historical fight for sure.
25 years since Lennox Lewis and Evander Holyfield, the last undisputed king, was crowned back then. For you and during your time working in boxing, where does this rank in terms of how big of a fight week, a big fight event? How far up does this rank?
I mean, nothing's going to top Mayweather-Pacquiao in 2015, of course, but you talk about heavyweight fights, this has got to be the biggest heavyweight fight since Lennox Lewis-Mike Tyson in 2002, and obviously a far more important one. Mike Tyson was way past it by then, so this is an international fight, and it has the big fight feel already, I think.
Walk me through this fight from your perspective, Mike. There's been a lot of delays, there's been a lot of talk about Tyson's cut, Alexander's body. What do you feel like might be the telling factor on Saturday night?
I think the telling factor is going to be who can establish their jab. You're talking about two big men with incredible jabs, both have great footwork, so I expect it to be a jabbing contest at first, but look, I don't care how light Tyson Fury comes in. He's going to use the big man tactics at some point. He's very adept at using them. We saw Lennox Lewis use them so well in so many fights. Obviously, he was trained by Emmanuel Stewart, and you have Tyson Fury with Sugar Hill. I'm looking for Tyson Fury to lean on Usyk and sap him of his energy.
Just on that matter then, in terms of leaning on him, putting his weight to good use, the weight front, a few people have suggested that maybe Tyson's looking a little bit leaner than what he normally would. Do you see that from the short clips we've seen? Do you see somebody in Tyson Fury who isn't as big as what you're used to seeing?
Oh, we're going to see him in a few minutes right here, but he definitely looks more lean and more muscle definition for sure. I think it'll serve him well. But in terms of, I don't think that he's going to be in there, bouncing around the entire fight. Maybe he's going to establish the jab for sure, but look, I think Usyk's going to try to establish his jab too. Usyk has an excellent southpaw jab, and Usyk has a really good left hand to the body. He sets up with it.
I've interviewed a number of people within the industry about this fight, Mike. Quite a few of them have always brought up that age-old saying of a good big man beats a good little man. Is it as simple as that?
I don't think it is. It never really is as simple as that. But I do think if Tyson Fury is able to fight his fight and sap him of his energy and lean on him, and I want to see Tyson Fury's body shots. I think Usyk doesn't take body shots particularly well. Most fighters don't. Fury has a pretty good uppercut to the body, and Usyk can punch to the body as well. Daniel Dubois knows all too well. Not a low blow. And look, I think it always comes down to who can fight their fight more.
Mike, one of the big talking points earlier this week, back on Monday, was the John Fury headbutt with one member of the Team Usyk team. From afar, what did you make of it all?
I mean, it was funny, it was amusing. I definitely got some hype for the fight. I don't think it really matters much, but yeah, anytime you have one of the fighters' dads attacking the other fighters' teams, it's going to be newsworthy.
Mike, away from all things Fury, just a couple of the topics to get your thoughts on. Obviously, there's a lot going on with Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney at this moment in time. What can you update me on with regards to the appeal process that Devin Haney is currently going through?
Well, the next step is going to be the B sample examination on May 22nd, and if that's positive, as expected, then from there it's going to go into the investigation with the New York State Athletic Commission. Devin Haney will present their arguments. He already has a lawyer. Ryan Garcia has hired several lawyers. They're going to present their arguments. They're going to try to prove supplement contamination, and again, I think that's what it's going to come down to. Can they prove contamination? Either they can or they can't, because when it comes to BET testing, the levels, that's a misnomer. The levels don't really matter here. Either you're pregnant or you're not. Either it's in the system or it's not, and if the B sample comes back positive, he's going to have to explain and prove how it got there.
I've seen the reports that Devin's attorney's put in the file already and already looked to kind of get things moving in terms of a motion against IVs being used illegally and the illegal use of PEDs. What can you tell me about the IV front? Because I didn't really hear many people talk about it prior to the fight or around the fight since.
Yeah, look, it's definitely prohibited because if you use IVs, it can dilute your urine and it can hide detection of performance-enhancing drugs. There was a similar accusation with Mayweather years ago. I reached out to Ryan's team about it, and didn't really get much there. But look, I think the important thing is this is not going to be solved anytime soon. I think we have to strap in for a long investigation. It's going to take weeks, if not months, I think.
Will it be as long and elongated as what the Conor Benn situation's been?
I think that's impossible. And yeah, the Conor Benn situation could go on, I don't know, maybe years. At this point, you know, the suspension he might have been over by the time he's done with this. I don't know. But no, I would say this is going to be resolved this summer, for sure.
Just one final thing on it all. The New York State Athletic Commission, a lot of people keep telling me how strict they are compared to a lot of them across America. How seriously of an investigation are they beginning to take now?
I'm not sure how serious. I mean, I've spoken to the commission a couple of times. I think it's just early stages now. But yes, they are very strict, very thorough. And again, I think it's going to be on Ryan Garcia, if that B sample comes back positive on the 22nd, to show how it got in his system. This is an anabolic agent. I'm seeing a lot of misinformation there.
How is Devin looking to move on from this? Is he looking at other fights? Obviously, I know about the Sandor Martin fight there to defend against his mandatory, or is he still kind of waiting to see how this plays out?
He's going to have to wait to see how this plays out. I'm almost positive. I don't think he's planning a fight right now. That was a tough fight, too. I think he's got to wait and see and relax a little bit.
How is he feeling at this moment in time? Do you have any idea?
He's feeling good. He's in good spirits. He's going to wait to see how this plays out. He feels wrongs, and I've seen a lot of people say that he shouldn't. Of course he should feel this way. Anybody would. But again, no one's accusing Ryan Garcia of anything yet. We have to see how it plays out. But this is a tricky situation.
Final one, Mike. Tank Davis, obviously, he's been having a few back and forths with Devin over social media. What do you make of his fight with Frank Martin?
It's a compelling fight. You know, I think Frank Martin presents a different style that Gervonta Davis has seen. He's athletic, he can punch, he's strong. But Gervonta Davis is an elite fighter, so I think it should be a good one.
Mike, I appreciate your time as always. Obviously, enjoy the rest of your time here in Riyadh, and I'll catch up with you as the week progresses.
You as well, thank you.